Have you heard about the squeeze middle?
Squeeze middle?
Yeah.
No. The squeeze middle?
Yeah.
It's better than the hard outside.
Are we all in this together?
Yeah, of course we are. Glasgow all the way, lad. Show us your dick.
Do you know anyone who's going too far and too fast?
Not in my personal circle. I leave it to people with a more spirited, directional and gravitational force guiding them than my desiccated orbit.
You got a plan B?
Yeah, when we finish with our cider, we start drinking lager. We've got a plan C as well. We've got some wine back at the tent, so...
It's a winner. Here we are at rain-soaked, mud-sodden Glastonbury, and we all know the cliches. A corporate hellhole transformed from the festival it used to be. An orgy of consumption. Orange phones, Kate Moss, Bono's fiefdom. And we're going in search of this festival's political soul, or what's left of it anymore. Why don't bands sing about politics anymore?
Because it's not mainstream enough.
Explain it, how do you mean?
They'll get more fans if they sing about love.
Ah, okay.
That's what they think. It's all about money.
Lose it!
It's all about money to the bands, ain't it?
It's a career, so bands don't sing about politics because they're worried about their careers.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Right.
No one's interested in, not that many people are interested in politics no more.
Can you name any musicians who do sing about politics?
Oh, Beans on Toast.
Really?
He's the man.
I've not heard of Beans on Toast. This is the Spirit of 71 stage, commemorating what happened to Glastonbury 40 years ago. Politically, let's not forget, we had a Conservative government, which was initially believed to be very right-wing, and it was going to roll back the state, and then it lost its nerve. 4 decades later, there's one big question. We've got another right-wing government, but where's the culture of protest? Why must I say no to Bono?
Because we're on at the same time, isn't it?
Oh, you're in a band?
That's right, yeah.
Okay.
Of course we are.
What about the tax thing?
Tax, you say?
Yeah, Bono and not paying his tax.
He's just on at the same time as us, that's all. Well, he can do what he wants.
No politics here then?
You know, well, let's not get involved in the nitty and all the gritty.
Tonight during U2's headline set, we're staging something like a visual spectacular, something that will be visible by the band from the stage and large portions of the crowd to make a point about U2's tax dodging.
Okay, the precise nature of it, I guess you've got to keep quiet, right?
Of the stunt itself, yeah, but rest assured it's going to be something highly visible.
I heard you weren't going to disrupt their set, so you're not. Or you are? No, you are.
It's not disruptive, no. It's, you know, we realise that people have paid a lot of money to come and see the band and want to have a good time here, but at the same time we want to make an important point.
Will the band play on? That's my big question.
I'm certain that they will, you know.
Really?
I very much doubt
It won't be so spectacular that Bono will have to stop.
I wouldn't have thought so, no, but hopefully he will see it and he will take note for future reference.
I wish he would stop. Bugger off, actually, but that's another story.
Take your point. There are a lot of people who think nothing can be done. Next week is about saying what actually.
This is the left field stage, put together by Billy Bragg. On stage at the moment is Mark Sawatka, the leader of the PCS union, talking about campaigning against the cuts. We're not allowed to film in here, but it's fair to say that if left-wing Glastonbury has a nerve centre, this is it. Is there sort of a political aspect to you being at Glastonbury?
Oh, they're definitely, like, because I was just here.
At the left field?
At the left field, yeah. And I've never been before.
Well, let's see, how old are you?
18.
Okay. What do you think of the current government?
Do I have to say on camera? Because I think it's probably going to be quite rude. So, wankers, basically.
Okay.
Looking later this year, possible strike action. I work in the NHS. That hasn't been seen for like 20, 30 years, but potentially we could be talking about strike action, industrial action within the NHS. And it does seem a bit of a like focal point and a connection with it here, compared to like you won't get this at other places.
Yeah,
like,
you wouldn't get a left field tent at the Reading Festival.
Exactly,
or
yeah.
But, so somewhere in the midst of U2 and, you know, people enjoying themselves in certain ways that will remain unmentioned and all that, and hedonism and all that, you think Glastonbury's got a political conscience somewhere?
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely. I think that's a central part of it.
Billy Bragg is a dickhead.
He's really not a dickhead. Why is he a dickhead?
He's been spouting about the same shite for years.
Where's the right shite?
Give it up, Billy Bragg. No one likes what you're saying or your music. Except lots of people.
Says a man in a spangly Stars and Stripes vest with no underpants on. I first came here in 1990, right?
Oh, yeah.
And politics was sort of everywhere then at an event like this. Between the CND symbol on the top of the stage and Mrs. Thatcher, I think, was still in power and all that. And it sort of pervaded it. And politics doesn't do that at Glastonbury now.
Well,
how political an event do you think
politics
it
doesn't
is?
do that anywhere. You know, in 1990, the CND symbol was all over the Labour Party.
They wouldn't touch it with a barge pole now, would they? You know, the idea that the Labour Party might want to get rid of nuclear weapons, forget it. It's a different sort of political, cultural era that we live in, and we can't expect young people to use exactly the same methods to communicate with one another as we do. Because
are they using some methods? I mean,
I think they are, because, you know, again, without sounding like two old geezers from another century.
Although we are.
Yeah, if I felt angry about something in 1984, I had to write a song about it and get out there and sing my song. That was the platform that I was offered from my background. You know, I didn't have a column in the Guardian. I didn't have a blog. couldn't tweet about it. I couldn't Facebook about it. So people tended to write songs. Now, there's lots of other different ways of responding, and what's happening is people are using those methods, people like UK Uncut, to organise in the way that we used to organise, and they're faster at it and they're better at it, and they're not, generally, they're not hidebound by someone telling them that, sorry son, you can't do that because it's not how they did it in the Russian Revolution. By the way, would you like to buy a newspaper? They're working their way towards it in their own sweet way. You know, the politics of Emmy the Great are just as sort of relevant as my politics from where she's coming from. You know, people like Sam Duckworth, who just played with us in the roundup there, you know, or a band like the King Blues, powerfully political, you know. But what they don't have is the sense among the programmers of media that politics should have an edge.
So there is a smattering of political music around Glastonbury, and we're now on our way to an installation in the Greenfield run by Greenpeace, which aims to be a sort of politicised version of the X Factor.
Fuck the law, fuck the law, fuck the judge, the court and all. Never get naked that I can say. I might be wrong, but when I...
What needs to be protested against right now?
Trouble with the government. Bankers, how about that one?
I was actually just trying to get to my tent yesterday, so I was trying to come through here, and I said, can I come through? What are you doing in there? And they told me what they were doing. And I said, all right, yeah, I can have a little protest song. So I did
what are you protesting about?
My protest song I played yesterday is about about sitting on the internet and not getting out there and getting active and just sitting there in your room on your own.
Okay, so you're protesting against the internet?
Yeah, but at the same time, the internet's amazing, so it's just, I feel confused. Standing on the corner, I'm waving at cars passing by. Hoping somebody might stop and ask me how I am.
Take that, Mark Zuckerberg. The people in the tent are auditioning for a chance to set foot in a recording studio here, where because I'm a media celebrity, allegedly, I've been allowed to come in and howl my pain about the current government. I'm about to destroy what's left of my reputation.
I ain't gonna work on Dave's farm no more. Well, I ain't gonna work on Dave's farm no more. Well, I wake up in the morning, fold my arms and pray for rain. I got a head full of ideas, they're driving me insane. It's a shame the way it makes me scrub the floor. I ain't gonna work on Dave's farm no more.
Joe, tell us what's happening here and what it's all aimed at doing.
We're here to reinvigorate interest in the protest song. We're trying to create a body of work that represents the cultural zeitgeist from Glastonbury's perspective, from artists both performing here as signed artists, but also, quite importantly, the unsigned ones.
Like me. What sort of things are people singing about protest-wise? Give us a little glimpse of where people are at.
There's been quite a variation. One of the first ones we had was a 12-year-old rapper who came in and had a good go at corporations and this, you know, the state of consumerism.
Culture of protest alive and well at Glastonbury this year, as far as you can make out?
It certainly seems to be, and I think artistically the culture of protest is alive and well. Part of our experiment here is to find out why we don't hear more of it on media channels, why it doesn't seem to be getting through as much as it should. And hopefully this project will inspire interest both from media and from artists to have a look at that.
So there we are. If you think there's not enough protest music around, you can always make some yourself.
1, 2, 3, 4.